I can't believe tomorrow is June, you guys. Oh my gosh. And today is also the last day that I'm doing a card a day in the month of May. Oh wow, I did it. Every single day in May I was here at 9 o'clock. I did 31 cards. It has been so much fun, but a little bit stressful because not every day I could think of something to make. And especially today, I was like, what am I going to make for the last card? And I wanted it to be something unique, but also special, and but something I like too. And so I was looking back over all the cards I've ever made, and I found one that I liked it so much I made like a million of them. Well, maybe not a million, but you know what I mean. But anyways, it's acrylic watercolor, or where you do watercolor with acrylic blocks. It's acrylic block stamping, really, but you use water. Anyways, I'm going to twist it up just a little bit today because there's plenty of YouTube videos out there on how to do acrylic block stamping. But I'm going to add some ink splatter and what we call watermark, or where we lift water up off the watercolor and it leaves white or a very light color of the watercolor. It's a pretty cool technique. Anyways, hey, good morning, Kim. Can you believe it's our last? Well, it's not really our last day because I am going to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, though, I'm starting Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'm going to kick it off with using the brand new in colors in our new catalog. So I'm going to do some cards with those pretty colors. Let's see. I don't want to miss out on any information before I get started. All right, so our card today, watercolor. And let me switch over to my bird's eye view. Okay, this is a stamp set I chose. Out of all the stamp sets that are retiring, this has to be my absolute favorite. The three girls, the three ladies, you have one dancing, you have one in the rain, and then you have one, it's very stylish. You also have some watercolor washes here. That's really cool. So you don't actually watercolor, you can just stamp it and it looks like you watercolored. Then the sentiments are really awesome. So happy for you. So a congratulations card. Life looks beautiful on you. That's just a great sentiment to send anybody. Wishing you brighter days to come, a sympathy card or a get well card. And life may not be the party we had hoped for while we were here. We might as well dance. And definitely, while we're all trapped inside with our quarantine, COVID virus stuff, let's just take advantage of you know what I'm saying. Just we've been stuck in here for 2 months now. It seems. I think that's right. We started March, the middle of March, middle of April, middle of May. Yeah, 2.5 months actually. And some people are starting to break out and go to restaurants and shopping more, but some people are still not trusting. Like where I live in Louisville, they give us a report of how many COVID viruses are positive. The tests are positive each day. And yesterday we had 11 more cases. So it's, I don't know if the curve is flattening or not, but I'm not ready to go expose myself out in public yet. So until I start seeing those numbers go down, I'm staying in for a while. All right, and while I'm in, I'm going to dance with my stamps. I can't believe I just said that. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going crazy. Let's get started with this card. So, I have watercolor paper here. Oh, I forget not to bang on my table. It shakes everything. My watercolor paper. And for those of you who have seen any watercolor tutorial, you'll see how they tape it down. What that does is watercolor paper absorbs water. It's just like a sponge. And it, of course, when water gets with paper, it starts to warp and twist and stuff. And so to keep it flat, you tape it down, okay? And then as it dries, it's also a, I don't know if stretching technique, but what it does is the paper flattens back out and stays in this shape when it's dry. Where if you watercolor, spritz it, and the paper starts to turn and you leave it that way, when it dries, it'll untwist a little bit, but it won't be completely flat like if you taped it down. So that's why you tape down watercolor paper. All right, so we've done that. We've taped down our watercolor paper. Now we need a acrylic block, and I'm picking a big acrylic block. This is our A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, it's the one right after the D. The D is the most popular size. E is the next size up, and it almost covers the whole card. It doesn't though. It's only, let me measure it real quick. It's only 4.5 by 3.5. So it's 4.5 by 3.5. And a card, the basic A2 card is 4.25 by 5.5. So 4.25 with the 5.5 side and 4.25 with the 3.5 inch side. So you have some border to play with here. All right, next thing we're going to do is we are going to color the block. Now, this is the fun part. You can color it all one color, which would be fine. Or you could take some shades, which we're going to do that, and you can blend some colors. This is a real fun technique doing sunset, so you can start like with a yellow and go to an orange and go to a red, and it makes a real pretty sunset or sunrise. When I do the lady with the umbrella, I'll do shades of blue, so it's like a rainy look. So I'm doing the lady in the dress dancing, and so I picked some happy fun colors. I have Blackberry Bliss. This color is retiring. This is Lovely Lipstick. It's kind of a pink red. And then this is our Melon Mambo, which is a bright pink. So those are the colors we're going to do. Now, let me move the watercolor paper over. What you're going to want to do, and if you don't have grid paper, that's oh, and I don't like that my light there is reflecting off of my block, but oh well. There we go. What we're going to do is color a third of it with, oh, and you always want to start with the lightest color. I always forget that. That way, the next color, if you get it in mixed together, it doesn't mess up the ink, the tip of the pen. So start with your lightest color. I'm starting with the Mambo, and I'm going to color a third of the block with the Mambo, a third with the Lovely Lipstick, and a third with the Blackberry Bliss. And you just, and if you're not comfortable seeing a third, you can just use grid paper. Anyway, so you just color it. You just take the paintbrush side and you just color your block. You're just getting some ink on there. Now, I've seen people do this with the little ink spots, and that works too. You just stamp the little ink spots on here, those itty bitty ink pads. That works just as good. But I like the markers. It's a little faster for me. I don't know if it's faster or not, but I just like it. And see what I mean? When I get into the Melon Mambo, it's okay because Melon Mambo is going to just mix in with the Lovely Lipstick. It's not going to mess it up. Where if I went the other way, Melon Mambo into the Lovely Lipstick, it's going to put some dark Lovely Lipstick on the pen tip, and you don't want that. Especially with the Blackberry Bliss, it's really dark, and you don't want to get it on the Lovely Lipstick pen. So, but it's okay if Lovely Lipstick gets on Blackberry Bliss, because you can't see it. That's a lot of talking. Wow. Oh my goodness, I just looked up and saw all the people here. Good morning, Miss Debbie. Oh yes, watercolor is so much fun. And hi, Miss Cindy. How are you? All right, we've got our watercolor on here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a spritzer, water spritzer. If you only have a spray bottle, that's okay. The problem with spray bottles is it doesn't give a fine a mist as a spritzer does, but it still does the trick. And now I'm going to go away from my work surface because I don't want to get water all over the place. But basically I'm just spritzing. Okay, here we go. Spritz, 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 spritz. And do not too much, but enough. Here we go. See? Not too much, but enough. Get some water on there. Now bring my watercolor paper back in. All right, and we're going to flip our block over, and we're just going to stamp with it, okay? And down we go. And now see how the water and the ink is all kind of mushing together? I'm kind of wiggling it around, getting it in there, because, yeah, that works. Now, when I lift it up, it's going to puddle a little bit where some excess water is. That's okay. See how it kind of puddles like that? That's all right. That's all right. That's why we have a paper towel here. Woo! And we just kind of blot that up. Okay, and it's mostly the purple, so I'm just kind of using it as a sponge and just continuing the ink in that area. There we go. That works. And there's a little bit up here. Okay, that works. All right, now, let me pull it up so you can see it better. Let's get it in focus. There we go. Yeah, now you can see it. All right, cool, huh? So that's just watercolor, but we are not done. All right, the next thing we're going to do, oh, and go and get all of the water off of your block. You don't want that to get anywhere. So just take a paper towel and wipe that off. All right, we're all done with that. Now, this is the really cool part. All right, here we go. Take your, and it has to be a water-based marker. I'm so sorry, I totally forgot to tell you that in the beginning. This does not work with alcohol markers at all. You can only do this with water-based markers, hence watercolor. So, these are our Stampin' Write markers. This is the paintbrush side. This is the cap. I feel like I'm in kindergarten. Oh, I'm being silly. We're just going to flick, 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 flick. I don't know if y'all can see this. I'll bring it up so you can see it better, but I am flicking ink all over this area. Okay, just here at the bottom, because that's where the Blackberry Bliss is. Now I'm going to take my lovely lipstick and do the same thing. Just flick, 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 flick. Flick, 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 flick. Come on, flick some more. Have to be patient sometimes. Okay, I'm kind of looking to see, do I have enough of this? All right, that's good. Now Melon Mambo, of course. And just flick, just flick. Okay, those two, like the Blackberry Bliss and the Melon Mambo flicked really well. I'm not sure about that lovely lipstick. All right, let me lift her up so you can see, because I know you could not see way down there. Isn't that cool? Ha ha, isn't that cool? All right, so that's my flicks. Now, we're not done. We're not done. Here we go. Now, get a clean paper towel, all right, and get your spritz bottle and open your spritz bottle up to where you get the little tube thing. And now what we're going to do is flick, 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 flick. And take the paper towel, lay it on top. And what we're doing, it's called a watermark, and we're picking up the watercolor where the clear water hit. Oh, that's so cool. All right. And if you want more, you can do it some more. But see that? Right there for sure is some good showing of that. It's kind of hard to see it up here where the Melon Mambo already left white. I think I might do a little more. Okay. Come on. It's not flicking. Oh, and then when I go that way, it like flicks the other way. All right, one more time. There we go. Okay, now take the paper towel. Oh yeah, this is going to be good. I see where it's picking up a lot of water. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so let me pull it up again. All right, so this is just a fun... It is. It's the last day of May, Debbie. Oh my goodness. So this was a fun background stamp. Let me pull it up one more time so you can see it better. This turns out different every single time. Every single time. As a matter of fact, I was trying to see where... Oh, here it is. Here's the one I did to practice with. All right, so see how different they are? They're the same but different. Okay, I'm getting out of my camera range. There we go. Same but different. Cool. So, yep, comes out different each time. All right, now let's make a pretty card. Here we go. Pull the tape away from the paper. Okay, you don't. If you pull it this way, what you'll do is the layers of the paper will rip and you'll tear your paper. You don't want to do that. Now, sometimes the paper does stick to the tape and it pulls off, but that's okay. Just that little bit that's under the tape is getting torn. Hey, Teresa, thank you for being with us this morning. I'm glad you like this technique. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, I know it's a Sunday morning. Here we go. All right, so we have our little card here. Let me put my clipboard away. Also, I am using the Stamparatus to stamp with this morning so that, well, wait a minute. First, I got to cut down my watercolor paper. Hold the horses. Hold the horses. Okay. And we are cutting this at 3 3/4 by 5, and that's kind of hard to find because you're like, well, let's see, this is 4 1/2, so 3 3/4 is 3/4 off, so that would be 3/8. 3/8 off of each side. All right, so we can do that. Just a little math. All right, and then for the, this is a 6 inches across watercolor paper usually comes in 4.5 by 6. And where am I? Oh yeah, I was trying to find the center. So I want it to be 5 and it's 6. So that's a 1/2 inch off each side. Now that's not as hard to figure out. There we go. Okay. We got all that. And those kids in 6th grade always said, I'll never use fractions. Oh my gosh, children are so funny. Oh yes, you will use fractions. All right, I love it. See where that's landing? Oh gosh, that dumb. Oh, I know how to do it. Tilt it. There we go. You can see where it's landing. Her hand's a little bit off. That's okay. The words at the bottom, a little bit off. That's okay. If you don't like that, you can move the cardstock down a little bit. But yeah, actually that lovely deeply is going to land right there at the edge. I don't really like that. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, but because I moved it down 1/4 inch, if it misses the stamping, I want to make sure it stays and stamps again. The reason I use the Stamparatus is I'm using a watercolor paper. Watercolor paper is very textured, okay? And so sometimes when you stamp on textured paper, the ink doesn't get everywhere where you want it to. So you may want to stamp a couple of times. If you don't have a stamp positioning tool, it is very difficult to re-stamp on top of where you stamped before. Okay, so everyone should have a stamp positioning tool in their craft room with their craft supplies, because it is a lifesaver when it comes to having to re-stamp. I used Blackberry Bliss down here, so I am going to use Blackberry Bliss. Sorry, I forgot to get it. There we go. Blackberry Bliss on the girl and the sentiment, so it just kind of stays with the color scheme. Black would be okay too, but because Blackberry Bliss is so dark already, I thought it would be pretty. So there we go. Yeah, most people use black ink on this when they're stamping on watercolor like this. It's kind of like a silhouette. All right, make sure I'm getting everything. And up. Okay, it's okay, but it's real light. Let's do it again. Oh, I forgot. Don't bang, don't bang. That shakes the camera. Go. Okay, that looks a lot darker. One more time. Let's do it one more time. Especially over on this side of the card. I see her hand is getting really dark there, but because of this hinge, the stamp kind of stamps at an angle. It does have the cushion on the stamp to help even out the surface, but sometimes you just need to press a little harder over here. Oh, I love it. Okay, that looks awesome. Actually, well, no, it's perfect. Is it perfect? It's perfect. I could go on and on and on. Let me clean off these 2 stamps. They're pretty inky right now. And this is just a wet chamois sponge, and it just picks up the ink. The sponge stains, but see, the ink doesn't come off. It just stains the sponge. It doesn't, ink doesn't come off of the sponge after you've picked it up. All right, and then at the end of the day, you just rinse this out, rinse all the extra ink out, and you have it fresh for the next day. So that's the stamp cleaner. It's awesome. All right, let's pull this off of here and put this away. Okay. Now, like I said, I am staying with the color scheme, so I have Blackberry Bliss cardstock and white card base. All right, and remember what I said, pull away and be really careful this time because you don't want to tear this. This is where your artwork is. All right, so real slow. And then that's just going to go on there like that. Use glue, liquid glue on watercolor paper. Adhesive tape is just gonna come off. Okay, it's just too textured. You don't need very much, just a little bit. Okay. Oops, come here. And hold that for a minute and let it kind of stick on there. Oh, it kind of came out on the side. That's okay if it does. Just kind of rub it off. If it leaves a sticky residue, there is a really cool tool. Have you ever gotten adhesive on something and you couldn't get it off? Or if you use like rubbing alcohol, it'd ruin the thing. This is called a gum eraser. You can get this in a craft store. And all it does, it's gum. It picks up, I don't know if it picks up gum, but it picks up adhesive. Oh, I know the one way I use this tool. Have you ever taken this price tag off of a book and it left the paper, or off of anything actually? Use this to get the adhesive off of that, the sticker, the price tag. It's so cool. It just comes right off and it doesn't ruin anything. All right, see, it's all gone. Cool, yay. Oh, and I had dirty fingers and I got my card right there. You have to be careful when you're inking, I tell you. All right, just put a little glue back here. You can use tape runner on this part because this is just cardstock to card base, but since I have the liquid glue out, I might as well use it. Also, it's less expensive than the tape runner, so I try to not use the tape runner as much. And that just fits right on there like that. Alrighty. Now, I have one last thing I want to do, because that is a very pretty card. It is missing stuff. It really is. It's just kind of, well, it needs some bling. All right, let's get that bling out. I had my bling here just a little bit ago, and uh-oh, I've lost it. Okay. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Good grief. Maybe I put it away in my bling box. Yes, I did. Here they are. They're right here. Okay. So these are those clear epoxy dots, but I told you you can color them. So I want to color them, and we have Blackberry Bliss. Make sure I get Blackberry Bliss here. Rich Razzleberry. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have Blackberry Bliss? Oh, yeah, here it is. Blackberry Bliss. I thought I did. Rich Razzleberry and Blackberry Bliss kind of look alike. All right, so let me get some of these little adhesive dots out, and let's color up and put some bling on here. All right, I'm going to need some scrap paper, though, so just in case I color off the lines. All right, I have the frosted ones and the clear ones, so I want to use the dark. I'm going to color one of each. I'm not really sure. I've never used the Blackberry Bliss on the frosted. I want to see what it looks like. Okay, and they may look like a lot alike, but, and then this is the clear one. Oh, okay, so the shiny, clear, shiny one just has a little more shine on it. They're pretty much the same. 1, 2, I tell you what, let's do, I was thinking we probably need some little ones. Yeah. I'm going to color these little ones down here. Y'all having fun? Y'all still watching? I don't even know. I haven't seen any comments. It's our last day together. Oh my gosh, I've been stamping for 23 minutes. Egads. Okay, and I know we have to get to church, so I can't stay on here forever. All right, are you guys loving this card? Tell me if you like this card. You want more cards like this? All right. There we go. I love adhesive backed stuff also. That's so cool. And I'm doing a triangle. Can you see 1, 2, and I'm going to put one over here. Triangles. There we go. Okay. So I have in the design world a visual triangle. What it does is it keeps, you know, she's very focal. You're going to look at her first when you look at this card. But we want you to see the sentiment. So we have a triangle that brings you down to the sentiment. I know, isn't that fun? It's very symmetrical. We have 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, then we have 1/4 of an inch. So that's, and then we've cut this into thirds. So we have all kinds of visual techniques here on this card. We have some beautiful watercoloring, simple black. So Debbie says, yes, she loves the card and she is still watching. Thank you, Debbie. You're awesome. All righty. This was our last card using the retiring card, the stamps. So this beautiful you, if you don't have it and you think it's really awesome, you need to get it today. okay? Our new catalog starts next week. Well, it starts the 3rd of June, so I think that's Wednesday. So you actually have Monday and Tuesday is kind of a, well, I don't know. we have the retiring stuff, and then we have new stuff. But then we have stuff that's carrying over. So Monday and Tuesday, you can still shop. You just stop for stuff that's not retiring, that's still in our catalog. All right, I'm starting tomorrow with the brand new In Colors. I'm so excited to share those with you. Y'all have been so awesome this morning. Thank you so much. And Pamela says, everything you have done has been great. Thanks. Well, gosh, thank you, Pamela. That's so sweet. Okay, I hope you guys are going to enjoy our next series. And that starts tomorrow. And 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I won't be here every day from now on. But this has been a blast. I can't believe I did the whole thing. So cool. Also, don't forget I do have a newsletter. So if you always want to keep up with whatever's going on with either me or Stampin' Up, or you need more card tutorials, because I give a card tutorial on my newsletter, be sure to sign up for that. All right. Y'all have a great Sunday, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.